A theocracy is a religious state ruled by a religious leader, the theocrat. A democracy is a state ruled by its people. The democrat is an elected representative of the people because the strength lies in the hands of the people. Here, loquacity, the root LOQ, is connected with talk or speak. And that's why we have words like eloquent. Eloquent is a word that we associate with speech. You can see LOQ is a part of it. Eloquent speech can be described as articulate, clear, cogent, persuasive, convincing. Any speech that is filled with clarity and is very logical and convincing, when a person is able to express himself very clearly and very well, such a speech which has all these qualities can become eloquent. An eloquent speaker is a good speaker. We have a word like obloquy. Here you see, you can see the LOQ. LOQ, obloquy, is usually a speech which is meant to denounce, which is to accuse, to disparage, which means to put down, or to humiliate, which means to belittle. So the end result of an obloquy would be that you become humiliated, because that speech is meant to criticize you, accuse you, disparage you, put you down, humiliate you. So an obloquy results in shame. You get distressed because you have been humiliated in the speech. So obloquy, the root LOQ, is a part of this kind of speech. LOQ can also become LOC. For example, you have circumlocution. Here the LOQ is an LOC. Circum, round. So many times we don't come to the point. We beat around the bush before we reach a point. A person comes to ask you for a loan, but he doesn't come to that point immediately. He talks about so many different things before he reaches that point. So his speech is usually considered to be long-winding, roundabout. So long-winding, roundabout speech or expression can be described as, or can be called as, circumlocution. So here you have all these roots connected with LOQ. Here you have a direct word, loquacity. So if talk and speak becomes the core prominent root here, the loquacity implies a person who is known to be talkative, a person who is known to be a chatterbox. A talkative chatterbox can be called as a loquacious person. So loquacity implies a person who talks too much. Another word that goes with loquacious is garrulous. When you're garrulous, you're talkative. When you're garrulous, you chatter, you jabber, you yak. So a garrulous person will talk 19 to dozens. He will jabber, he will prattle, he will babble, he will prate. His speech can be said to be voluble and copious. He will speak in large volume, in large quantity. So such kind of voluble and copious speakers are considered to be loquacious or garrulous. They are talkative, they jabber, they prattle, they prate, they're voluble and copious in speech. Now, the opposite of the word loquacity would be a person who speaks very less. So the opposite of loquacity is a person who is taciturn. The opposite of loquacity makes a person taciturn. Now tacit is non-verbal. So a taciturn person is incommunicative. He talks very less. He is reticent, reserved. He is aloof. Many times he can be unsociable. He's not someone who would want to be in the company of many people, who would like to be with himself. So a man of few words, a man who doesn't communicate that much, a man who remains sometimes unfriendly, aloof, and unsociable can also be called as taciturn. Many times a taciturn person's reply or speech or reply would be laconic, another very common GRE word. Laconic is a speech or reply that is short and to the point. When you say something without unnecessary words, your expression becomes laconic. As opposed to circumlocution, where you are going roundabout, beating around the bush. Laconic is when you are short and to the point. So when you're laconic, your speech can be said to be terse, pithy, concise, succinct, brief. Whereas, when you're speaking in a roundabout fashion, circumlocution, long winding way of expression, your speech can be said to be prolix, verbose,